Hi, I'm Sarika Benjamin and welcome back to my channel Benji's Home Cooking. Our India food tour today reaches the state of West Bengal and we will be learning the famous street food from the city of Kolkata. Kolkata is very famous for its Kati rolls, and every time I have visited this beautiful city rich in heritage and culture, this is one dish that I have never missed tasting. So today I bring to you this simple recipe. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and to follow us on social media for more interesting updates. Today I'll show you the veg and non-veg recipe of Kati rolls, and for non-veg recipe I have taken 500 grams of boneless chicken meat, and this is from the thigh pieces cut into bite size, and we're going to marinate it with 2 tablespoons of thick curd or yogurt, a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste, a teaspoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, a teaspoon of garam masala and a teaspoon of tandoori chicken masala, some salt and juice from 1 lemon, and we're going to mix all of this and allow it to just rest and marinate for at least 1 hour. Now spices you can use according to your taste. You can increase the chili powder if you like. So just let it rest on the counter for an hour. For the vegetarian Kati rolls, I have taken 200 grams of paneer, and we are going to marinate it with a little bit of chili powder, garam masala powder, ginger garlic paste, salt and some lemon juice, and just mix it gently and let it rest for half an hour, because paneer does not have a lot of taste on its own. So when we marinate it, it just absorbs the good masala taste. For the chicken rolls, I have heated a few tablespoons of oil in a kadhai, and once it's hot, we'll just add the marinated chicken pieces and saute it on high for about 2 to 3 minutes so that it is well roasted, and then we will keep a lid and cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes on medium-high heat. So while our chicken is getting ready, we will make the dough for our rolls. I have taken 3 cups of all-purpose flour or maida, to which I have added 2 teaspoons of salt and 3 teaspoons of sugar, and we're going to quickly mix it together. Then we're going to add 3 teaspoons of ghee. People also add vegetable shortening or dalda to this, but I prefer to use ghee. If you're okay with dalda, you can go ahead and use it. Just mix it well into the flour till it resembles breadcrumbs. Now this gives a good flakiness and a texture to our Kati rolls. So I'm going to add warm water little by little till all of this comes together to make a soft dough. So just knead it into a soft dough, and once it is done, grease it with a little oil and leave it at the counter to rest. Resting is very important. For the salad, I have taken 1 medium-sized onion thinly sliced. Just separate it like this, and then add half a lemon juice and just allow it to pickle for a while. So leave it to rest while our dough is resting. Now the chicken is almost cooked, the water has evaporated. So meanwhile, I have taken about 250 grams of onion, which are again thinly sliced, and I'm going to just roughly separate it. And this is a very important ingredient in making good Kati rolls, that filling. And then some capsicums, green and yellow. If you like vegetables, you can add or you can skip it. So once the chicken is almost cooked and the water is evaporated, I'm going to add this 250 grams of sliced onions, and we are going to mix it all together. The idea of adding the onions at this stage is because we don't want the onions to be overcooked, just tenderly cooked and mixed well. So you can see the onions are nice and soft. This takes about 5 minutes, and once the onions are soft, we'll add the capsicums. As I said, capsicums are optional, but I like to add vegetables, and so I have done. So once all of this is mixed, our chicken Kati roll mixture is ready. For the paneer, I have just taken a frying pan and drizzled some oil on it, and once the oil is heated, we are going to put the paneer pieces and roast it from all sides. You can see that I have cut the paneer lengthwise, but if you are comfortable with square pieces, feel free to do so. Fry the paneer on medium heat and gently turn them. Paneer is very tender and you need to be really careful. So you can see they are very well roasted, and once all sides are uniformly brown, we are going to take it out and leave it aside. Once you remove the paneer on a plate, in the same frying pan, we're going to saute 2 medium-sized onions with some green chilies. Green chilies are optional. Here again, we're going to saute it till they are just nice and soft, and add the bell peppers and capsicums of your choice. Again, here vegetables are a choice. Add a little bit of salt to taste. This is a very mild dish, but then we are going to add other sauces in our stuffing. So once the onions are nicely sauteed, we are going to add our paneer and gently mix the onions with the paneer. Just give a gentle stir and our paneer stuffing is ready. Meanwhile, our dough is well rested for a good 40 minutes, and it is very important to rest the dough. This gives a good elasticity and makes it very easy to roll the parathas for the kati roll. So here I have pinched a sizable amount, roll it into a smooth ball, and once you have rolled it into a ball, we are going to grease it with oil on both sides and start rolling. Now when you grease it with oil, it becomes very easy to roll the paratha for the kati roll. So you can see here, just roll it from all sides, and because the dough is well rested, it is nice and stretchy and it is not springing back. Otherwise, maida, it generally springs back when you try to roll the chapatis or rotis out of it. Here you can see with ease I am rolling it. So just roll it into a round paratha, and not very thick. You don't need it very thick. Put it on a hot tawa. Now these parathas are roasted well with oil. So meanwhile, I'm going to roll the next paratha as well, and you can see how easy it is to roll. Just grease them, and if at all your dough is stretchy, just rest it for a while. And we are going to roast these parathas from both sides with generous amount of oil. Now Calcutta rolls are very, very crispy rolls, and we need the fat content to make it nice and crispy and flaky. The ghee that was inside the dough and now the oil for the outer layer really makes them nice and crispy. You can see the beautiful brown spots, so be generous with oil. If you ever happen to visit Calcutta and see the rolls being made, they just generously drizzle oil. So, but yes, because we are making it at home, we can choose the quantity that we want. So just make sure that you cook these parathas on medium-high heat and cook them uniformly on all sides, so that, especially the sides, so that they don't remain uncooked. Now here I'm going to give it a little bit of twist by adding egg on the paratha. So here I have just beaten one egg with a little bit of salt, and once the paratha is well cooked from both sides, we are going to just put a little bit of beaten egg on the paratha. Spread the beaten egg on all the sides of the paratha, and once you have done that, you can lift the paratha and gently drop the beaten egg on the tawa and flip the paratha over the egg. So this ensures that the paratha is coated with the egg and the egg is also well cooked. So this is our egg coated roll for our kati roll. This is one of the ways. If you like to eat it plain, fine, but this is one way of doing it. It's now time to assemble the rolls, and to the egg paratha I'm adding some pickled onions. Then goes the tomato ketchup and green chili sauce. You could also use red chili sauce if you have some. Then I'm going to just sprinkle some chaat masala and some black salt. Both of these add a very exclusive taste to the Calcutta kati rolls. So at this stage, if you want to just eat an egg roll, you can roll it up, but I'm going to add the chicken filling that we have made. So here goes the chicken filling, a generous amount of it, and I just love the combination of very juicy chicken with the crunch of capsicums and the onions. Just roll it and your Calcutta kati roll is ready. So in Calcutta, they always roll it on a butter paper. The second half of the paratha is rolled with the butter paper, so it's easy to carry. So you can do this, and our chicken kati roll is ready. These parathas are crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, and it's worth a try. So for our vegetarian rolls, again on the rolled paratha, we are adding the pickled onions, the tomato sauce, the chili sauce, the chaat masala and the black salt. The process of assembling is the same, and then goes the paneer, onion and capsicum mixture. Feel free to experiment with different kinds of filling of your choice. So I like to add a lot of vegetables to these Calcutta rolls. I like the crunch of it along with the sauces. So here goes our paneer roll, and just make sure you hold the mouth of the roll while rotating it, or the filling tends to fall out. So you can see how easy it is. Just make the fillings, the paratha, and then assemble it, and you're ready to go. But the best way to eat these parathas are hot. If you make the rotis or the parathas well ahead, they kind of get chewy. So try to assemble them quickly and eat them quickly. So easy, so delicious, and a taste of Kolkata for you. I hope you will try our Kolkata Kati roll recipe and let us know how you enjoyed them.